You're all going to get a kick out of this video. I want you to see what I'm showing you. You notice we keep on going and going and going and going, and then it ends here. What are these? These are motor vehicle tickets. Yes, tickets. I'm telling you, what a time that I'm having. Oh, this is phenomenal. And I think you're going to get a kick out of this story because, I mean, I'm laughing about it and I'm sure you will too. So what this is all about is the other night, well, actually I should say almost 2 weeks ago, I'm in a new movie, another movie, and I'm happy to say. And they were having the cast party. The movie was over. It was finished being shot. It was a cast party, and I'm in the cast, so I went to the party. I had a great time. I can't tell you the name of the movie yet because I have an NDA, but you're gonna like this movie. Anyway, I'm sitting there having a great time, and then it's time to go. Now, I hadn't had anything to drink. The food was good. The camaraderie was great. I leave this big mansion party at about 10:30, 11 o'clock, driving to my house in my white Porsche. The next thing you know is out of nowhere, all of a sudden, there's a beep, beep, beep like that behind me, lights going on, a searchlight in front of me. I'm like, the hell is happening here? And I'm like, uh-oh, I said, it looks like I'm getting pulled over. So I am getting pulled over. Yeah. I pulled over in a dark spot, and I had no choice because, I mean, they didn't give me too much room to go anywhere. I pull over, and I put my window down, and about 20 seconds later, all of a sudden, the officer comes to the side of my car. He goes, please turn your car off. I said, okay. So I turned the car off. Well, the next thing you know is, I said, what's the problem here? And he said, license registration. I said, okay. I said, what's the problem here? License registration. And a mean voice, not a nice voice, not friendly at all. And you know, remember, I'm in Miami Beach. I live here, and I'm used to everybody being friendly, and they're friendly with me. I'm friendly with them. I know a lot of cops here, and everybody's so nice. I said, okay. So I give him the license, and I'm looking for the registration. I can't find the registration. Then he says, put down your window on the passenger side. I look to the right, and there's another cop there. I'm like, oh my God, what are they looking for, a mass murderer? I put the window down there. As I put the window down, all of a sudden, boom, a flashlight right into my eyes. I mean, when I say into my eyes, boom, like a laser, right to my eyes. I'm like, whoa. I said, what, are you guys crazy? And then he takes the flashlight, he's looking all over the car, not saying a word. And the other officer is looking at whatever he's looking at. I've got the flashing lights behind me. I've got the spotlight on me. I've got this guy with his flashlight in my eyes all over the car. And it's dark out. Remember, it's dark. Well, I looked at the cop on my left and I said, hey. I said, you want a Reese's cup? I figured, why not? And the guy on the right, I said, here, have a Hershey bar. What I was doing with those is, when I left the party, the cast party, I had a big bowl full of candy, and I just put a couple of things in my pocket to eat on the way home. Or when I got home. Well, this wasn't going good at all. So, he says, I'll be back. Sounds familiar, huh? Well, 20 minutes later, while these clowns, and I mean clowns, nasty clowns, while these nasty clowns are sitting in their air-conditioned cruiser, I'm in my hot car because they told me to turn the engine off, which I did, because I complied. And I did comply. Well, I waited 20 minutes. Finally, the officer on the left comes over and says, you're driving an unregistered motor vehicle. I said, are you crazy? I said, of course it's registered. It's unregistered. I said, I think you got the wrong guy, the wrong car, wrong everything. He said, also, You're driving while under suspension. And I'm looking at this guy. I said, I think you're nuts. Then he says, misuse of plates. I'm like, huh? And then finally, you don't have insurance. I'm telling you. And then he gives me this roll of paper that looks like it just came from CVS. Yeah. Now, I wasn't sure what was going to happen next. Am I being handcuffed and brought into an electric chair? I mean, the way they were making it sound, I'm like, oh my God, these guys are so ridiculous. And I'm like a mile away from my boat. Which, of course, I made mention of that. I said, hey, buddy, I'm right down the street from my house. All of a sudden, he says, you can go now. Drive carefully. Okay. So I left. I went home. The next day, I called a friend of mine who was one of the local cops here in Miami, and I told him what happened, and he was like saying, like, I can't believe they didn't give you just a warning for all this stuff and for you to correct it. So I went to the town hall, and they told me you had to set up a court case, which I did. Then I went to the police department. I walked in, and the gentleman in the office in the front said, what can I do for you? I said, where's the complaint department? And he looked and said, the what? I said, the complaint department. No, I'm not kidding. Well, I told them the story. They said they'll have somebody call me. They did call me. They called me 20 minutes later. Oh, by the way, when I went there, don't tell anybody about this. But remember, didn't have a license, and I drove my Harley over to the police department and parked right in front of the police department. Screw them. The next thing you know, is they call me, and I explain the situation, and I said, these officers have one hell of a nerve to do this. I said, they treat him like a criminal. And while they were sitting there relaxing in their air-conditioned vehicles, I'm sitting there sweating bullets because they told me to turn the air conditioner off, the engine off, which I did. And I'm saying, you know something? And I'm saying this to their sergeant who called me. I said, I think the police are supposed to go by the idea of protect and serve, not to break somebody's balls and treat them like a criminal, which is what these two clowns did. Impolite, nasty, nasty people. Oof. I mean, just nasty. And I have to tell you, the Miami Police Department agreed. He said they would talk to him. I don't know if they did, but this was crazy. Well, what happened next? I called a couple places up. I called the ticket clinic. They said they'll take care of it. I said, okay. Well, instead of that, I called another friend of mine. He got on the computer, looked at this stuff. The reason I'm suspended, this is one for the books. Wait till you hear this. My motorcycle, my Harley, was stolen 2 years ago. I reported to the police. The police gave me a police report. They found it 2 years later, smashed. They arrested the guy who stole it. It was all smashed up though. All right. My license was suspended because I didn't call the motor vehicle department to tell them that my motorcycle was found, but it was smashed. Now, I reported it to the police department that was stolen, and the police reported to me that they found it smashed. You would think that the police department would get in touch with the motor vehicle department. But how did I get involved in this? And how did I lose my license because of this? They also told me I lost my license because I didn't prove that I had insurance on the motorcycle. Well, of course I had insurance on the motorcycle. And here's the kicker. Here's why I got stopped in the first place. Are you ready for this? You know on the back of your license plate, it's got those little stickers that tells you the date when it's up, when it's over. Well, my Mercedes and my Porsche are up to the same day. All right. So now, when I got the stickers, I inadvertently, of course, not on purpose, inadvertently, I just took the sticker, put one sticker on one car, one sticker on the other car, not thinking that there's a computer chip in there, which I had no idea, neither do you. So when they put the laser on my car, they saw that little sticker, which happens to be yellow here in the state of Florida, that is registered to a Mercedes. And I'm driving a Porsche. So that was another ticket I got, by the way. Misuse of plates. But I didn't know all this. Well, a friend of mine called up and got nowhere. Then he went on the computer, played around on the computer, and believe it or not, I've got my license back. But let me tell you, the good thing about this, you know, the old, there's always a silver lining in every cloud. I'm working on my second book, and I haven't had a chance to work on it because I was involved in another movie, which was really great. And also, I've been invited to party after party after party. So I haven't worked on the book, which is killing me because I'm trying to get this book out by the end of the year, which is going to be called, I'm pretty sure, More Drugs, Less Roses, which will go with the other book, Drugs and Roses. So, because I didn't have a license, I really couldn't go anywhere. I was kind of stuck here at the boat, which is fine because I'm very happy here. Needless to say, I got a whole bunch of stories done. I mean, and they're funny, and they're good, and they're exciting. My life is exciting, you all know that. So, what happened? It really worked out for the best. So now, last night, I got my license back. A friend of mine did all the work on the computer, and bang, I got it back. Do I have to still go to court? I don't know. I guess so. I'm not sure what's going on. But I know I have my license, and that's all I'm concerned with. What a crazy story. Wait till you read my book. Oh, and I have more important news too, but I can't tell you about that right now. And that's going to be exciting also. It has something to do with, I can't tell you. Everybody have fun. Enjoy yourselves. Ciao.